Okay, Forza Horizon 6 versus Assetto Corsa EVO Free Roam just got complicated because we've always expected Forza Horizon 6 to come out this year as a massive budget game. Xbox and Microsoft cannot afford to lose now the whole leadership has changed, and it looks like it's going to add some sim elements as well. So what we're expecting is kind of like authentic Japanese roads, twisty roads, tight roads, inner Tokyo, very congested maybe, and real feeling of having that street racer Japanese authentic experience. And the trailers that Forza Horizon 6 have been doing have certainly whetted our appetite towards this. However, something has changed, and now a lot of people are saying that Forza Horizon 6, I don't want to say it's washed, but they're saying, hang on, this really doesn't look like the game for me. So, just want to recap. Assetto Corsa EVO is already a sim game. It's been out now for over a year, believe it or not, in early access. It's been getting better, it's been getting worse sometimes, moving out of career mode and things like that. But ultimately, it has those authentic sim fundamentals. And one of the biggest constraints, I thought, maybe wrongly, with Assetto Corsa EVO was going to be that it's a one-to-one realization of the Eifel region. So the roads in the Freedom area, this iconic Eifel region in Germany around the Nordschleife are one-to-one. Now what I said at the time, and again I might have been wrong about this, is that I'm worried that one-to-one roads in terms of the scaling are not going to facilitate a good driving and racing experience. Everything's maybe going to be too tight for what we're used to doing in these games. Now I remember playing the original Test Drive Unlimited back in Hawaii on multiple platforms, on the Xbox 360, on the PlayStation, on the PSP, and sometimes it was very frustrating with the way that open world existed because it just got really too tight at times. We often praise the open world racing games that take a more stylistic approach to their environments and have kind of wider roads and more ability to go side by side and do drifting, etc. However, Assetto Corsa EVO are stuck by their guns. They're doing a one-to-one representation. So what has changed? Well, Forza Horizon 6 gave, it seems, some early access to IGN. Now, IGN, for whatever reason, have done quite a bizarre playtest of Forza Horizon 6, and there's something that hits you immediately, and it's this. I'm showing you on screen. This is actually Forza Horizon 6, courtesy of IGN, and it seems unbelievably empty, and also the roads seem extremely wide. Like, we're talking Las Vegas Boulevard wide. I mean, this seems wider than Test Drive Unlimited Le Crown. It seems like wider than the Crew Motorfest. These roads seem wide. Now, if we deal with these in turn, because there's been a massive controversy about this, and like I said before, I was involved in the Forza Horizon 6 trailer reveal, and there's been quite a lot of shock from people that this has been allowed to come out even, because it just looks so dull and empty. Now, the official line is from Forza Horizon 6 and IGN that they deliberately turned the traffic down so this gameplay experience could focus on the biomes. I think that's a nonsense. I think this is a racing game, a driving game. It's about, you want to feel the environment. You just want to look at like renders of skyscrapers, like nonsense. So whether that's the excuse or not, I don't know. But I'm just going to tell you completely honestly, I think it's nonsense. Now, when it comes to the roads being wide, this is definitely not going to change. So the jury's out on traffic. Like, if the game comes out like this, and this is a level of traffic, Assetto Corsa EVO has a real chance of beating actually Forza Horizon 6 as being the best open world driving game this year. Let me know if you disagree or agree. But look how wide these roads are. It almost feels a little bit dumbed down. Like, it feels like this is aimed at people who maybe are not experienced at racing games at all, which would make sense for Forza Horizon 6. If Microsoft want to get this on every platform, which it seems like they want to do, and they want to make it the biggest game in the world, which it seems like they want to do, then it's going to have a very wide church of people playing it. But any racing game fan will look at this and tell you, these roads are so wide, it means that it's just not going to be super challenging at all times to drive. Again, it might be that IGN, in their divine inspiration, have chosen to just drive on the widest roads, but this is a very unusual experience. Unless these highways are going to be absolutely chock of traffic, so it's going to be like a no-hezzy experience. But going by previous Forza Horizon games, I wouldn't even necessarily expect that to be the case. Meanwhile, let's contrast it with Assetto Corsa EVO, and I'm going to put EVO actually on the left-hand side here, Forza Horizon on the right. You can see that EVO is showing quite a bit of traffic, and you can see there's a very different vibe to the roads. Now, the Forza Horizon 6 team, they did the trailer on the right. I want to make that clear. That's an earlier trailer. They are showing off a bit more traffic, but again, you can see the roads are super wide, whereas EVO on the left, the Fremont area, maybe EVO are actually going to do this. Look at the traffic here coming through the town. Maybe it's a bit of a different vibe of game. Maybe it's about being more, you know, rolling in your crew, you know, appreciating the sounds of your cars, kind of having a little bit of fun before you drive onto the Nordschleife and actually lap the Nordschleife in anger. I was able to, I don't want to say hack into, to get me in trouble, but I was able to commandeer a camera actually in Assetto Corsa EVO and actually have a look at some of the roads we're going to see in free roam. So this, by the way, is actually some very, very, very early footage. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, by the way. But I was interested, like, how is the deformity going to work here on those little bollards and the trees? Obviously, this probably isn't fully finished yet, but I'd be surprised if these roads change. And you can see it's tight and twisty, and maybe that's going to be a hangout spot underneath Dr. Her with the graffiti, where we're going to say, let's meet there, let's rev the cars, let's see what we're driving today, and then let's actually drive onto the Nordschleife. And that's something that Forza Horizon 6 is actually not going to be able to compete with. You're not going to be able to go onto the Nordschleife in Forza Horizon 6. The extent to which they might have purpose-built racetracks there, we don't know. In Forza Horizon 5, there were a few areas like that, and actually I think it was quite fun. It is almost a Gran Turismo experience in Forza Horizon 5 sometimes doing that, but Assetto Corsa EVO is going a step beyond because we know that it has that full hardcore like sim pedigree. So are these wide roads a problem for Forza Horizon 6? I'm not overplaying this, by the way. There's been massive controversy, like I said, and a lot of people saying it's really put them off the game. They're disappointed to the extent we had the clarifications on the traffic. But in terms of how the map's looking, the less traffic and intense it is, the less that you're going to feel like you're actually in Japan as like an underground racer trying to make a name for ourselves. Well, the footage they've released so far is not high octane, like going to be that interesting to real hardcore sim racers. But you are the important people here. What you think counts. Assetto Corsa EVO free roam versus Forza Horizon 6. It seems to me like we are going to get two very different philosophies. It's not like they're meeting in the middle. And the fact that Forza Horizon 6 seems to be designed more for the casual player does vacate that space on the more hardcore side. Remember, since Forza Horizon 5 came out, there's been an explosion of hardware. Lest we forget, the hardware side is completely different since the launch of Forza Horizon 5. We now have really accessible direct drive wheels and peripherals, and people want to use them in something a bit more sim-focused. So, potentially advantage Assetto Corsa EVO. Let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe for more.